Okay, so hi guys, this is my walk, and just in case you're just joining us after all these months, this is the ramblings of an entrepreneur, and I'm not used to showing my face in all of this. I'm used to doing I'm gonna actually go over it. Oh, you won't be able to see it. Actually, I'm gonna try and see if you can see. This is so beautiful. It is fall here, and so the trees, the leaves, they're turning colors, and I'm loving it. But I'm an entrepreneur, and this is basically the ramblings of an entrepreneur. I'm going to turn this back way, I'm going to walk back way rather, so you can see some of what's happening behind me. And we're going to stop here for a little bit and talk, just because I like the backdrop. I like the backdrop. This is nice. Okay. Because I have the thing targeted on me, you can't see much, but all right. So today I have to be reading from a note thingy at this point, because I'm using somebody else's article. So Crystal Marie Seeley, I met her when I went to Shoe Lake many moons ago, a lifetime ago. And she recently wrote an article for the magazine called Opportunities Arising During the Pandemic. As usual, I'm going to be putting her information below. But in addition, she wrote a book. She was the co-author of a book. I don't remember the name. I'll put it down below. We're going to be doing an interview with her for the next issue of the magazine. And on it. So you'll hear more about her later. But she's written for us a few times. I love her perspective on stuff. She is more mindful entrepreneur. Like, mindful entrepreneurship is where she targets her mind in terms of how to work less but earn more. And she's a consultant. So she's not one of those persons who does the network marketing in the sense that, oh, if I sell you something and then I get people to sign on. That's not the type of stuff that she does. But she talks about your worth. I love her work. I really love listening to her. I've been to webinars where she's a speaker, and I really love it. But in this one, she talks about opportunities during the crisis. And I feel like her article is not just during the crisis, but just in general. And she speaks to basically looking to see what it is that you were doing before, tap into that information, that experience, and then you use it. So some opportunities that she talks about so one of them is training. So you worked in HR, and you're a trainer in your former job, or even if you weren't a trainer, but you know enough about the corporate middle management, upper level management, wherein you can actually sell your services to other organizations. Because as much as a lot of people are out of work, companies are still running. So so you have the small companies that they didn't have enough cash flow to tie them over, but you have the larger firms that they're still out there and they're looking to cut costs. So by using consultants, they pay less. So when they use a full-time staff, they end up having to pay a whole bunch of stuff in the back end that you're not even aware of. And so they prefer, if they have no problem hiring you as a consultant. So if you have that type of background, then go for it. And then again, even now, for me personally, and a lot of people I know, we do a lot of online training. So I do a lot of online training just to keep updated to what is happening in the market. So that is another area that you can go from a training perspective. So you can train mic entrepreneurs. There are lots of them out there who are looking to get to the next step. They need to learn, they need to figure out what next to do. And so training is one opportunity out there that you can get into, regardless of where it is that you are. You know what? A lot of people are even adding that on training as a part of their. So she wrote in her magazine some time ago, Diana. So she does hair, right? And one of the things that she added on was an academy where she's teaching others how to do hair. So regardless of what it is that you're doing in your business, add on training to it. That is so cool. Add on training to it. It doesn't matter that, oh, this is add on training to it. Going forward, add on training to what it is that you're doing. The next thing about this consult. I kind of touched on it a little bit. You can become a consultant in just about everything, anything. All it is that you're not working full time. You're offering your services, and that's it. Like from a consulting perspective, it's not hard. But the thing about it is, and I should say this, when it comes to consulting and training, you should check out places like LinkedIn to get your clients, because LinkedIn tend to have so they're all the different social medias. They service different demographics. Okay, so they all service different demographics. So the LinkedIn tend to be corporate, and so that is a good place for you to go and actually tag on to companies. So whether the HR person, whether the vice president, or somebody who you can actually have a virtual coffee with them, have conversations with them just to see what it is that you can offer and what they are offering, that sort of thing. Another one, hobbies. Hobbies. Everybody's a painter these days. People have picked up baking. They may not have started out good, but it's a therapeutic thing for them. So if it's something that you normally do just to relax, try and see if you can make some money off of it. That's an opportunity that you never know. So another thing a lot of people are actually looking into. So there's the craft stuff if you're a craft person, but the beauty about these things, even with food, you can now ship it to wherever it is that you need to sell it to. So you can do packaging. So whatever it is, if it's desserts, if it is meals, you can literally package it and ship it out. Like there's a way to do it. And so it no longer have to be a brick and mortar wherein you actually make your stuff and somebody come and you can find ways around that. And that is an awesome. Right now, listen, whatever your artistic side is, make your mask, your clothing, become a fashion person if that's what you normally do for yourself, put it out there and get clients from that. And the final thing is collaboration. So, and technically collaboration is not really the area itself, it's just how you're going to get yourself out there, right? So collaboration. Like you can be competitive and still recognize that not everyone, so your competitors can be your partner, like it's literally possible, and be successful. So if all of us recognize what it is that we're offering, because here's my thing, right? I started a magazine and people always say, oh, don't tell anybody what you're doing. That is rubbish. Here's my thing, nobody can do my magazine the way I do it. So there are lots of magazines out there. There are lots of magazines for this, for that, but there's no magazine out there like mine. There's small business magazine, but mine is a micro entrepreneur that we focus on. They're themselves writing for the article. So even small business or MSME, like it's just, trust me, the way you do what you do, so that even if somebody else comes up with this idea and decide to do my competition, their take on it is going to be different from mine. Because it's not possible for them to do things the way I do. It's just not possible. We're different. Our mind, our thought process, everything is different. And so collaboration will help. So now when I actually send out requests for persons to write, I ask them to do a bit. The title is business. I don't remember. Article request, collaboration request, something to that effect. That's what I do. And people are now reaching out to me just to see how can we work together, what can we do together. And another thing that I do is I actually give people advice. So when they call me and they're telling me about, sometimes somebody will ask, okay, what is it I should write about? I don't know what to write about. And I'll say, talk to me about your business. Tell me about what it is that you do. Or even if I'm having a networking event, I'll ask them, tell me about your business, what you do. And I listen for cues as to how I can give them tips to make things better for them. And that is something that I try to do. You know what? I'm adding value to who I am. So when they see me, when they think about me, they're saying, oh, that person added value to me. And so I am going to tell them how to do it. Sorry, I'm going to give them a suggestion as to how to do it. The next step is for them to do the work in figuring it all out. I haven't really done much apart from just say, you know what, when you're talking about your business, have you thought about doing this and this? It's just a suggestion, just an idea. And it's not distracting anything from me. So if I decided to take the same example, the same tip for myself, I'm going to have to do it differently because of two things. One, my industry is different from theirs. And so there's no way, even though we're doing the same, even though we're implementing the same idea, it's being done differently. So from a shipping perspective, I'm shipping magazines, you're shipping food, right? So I can tell you whatever it is that's gonna help your business without, and then you are gonna hopefully, and honestly, I think even if they don't give you what it is that, if they don't give you back what it is, that's okay. As far as I'm concerned, it's all good. We need to start thinking about the other person and how in the long run they're gonna end up helping our lives. There are two little boys that I help, and over the summer, between March and the summer, I put a lot of hours into tutoring them and all of that jazz. And I was going through a rough time because I was doing the magazine, I was doing school, and I was doing that, and it was horrible. And then I ended up with Israel. It was like the time, it was rough. I was tired, I was fatigued, it was horrible. And my friends kept saying to me, Karen, you're doing too much, you have to stop. And I'm like, you know what, I can't. And the reason is I have to think about the long term. So here I am helping them to get better in school so that they're learning, and they're young boys, literally, they're not teenagers. And so my thing is, if somebody doesn't help them now, they're off from school, we don't know what's gonna happen later on. We can't afford for our kids to get, and I wish I could do it for everybody, but I can't. But for me, one of the things that's been out there is what's going to happen to our children in 5 years. Are they going to become illiterate dunces, whatever it is? And for me, I have to play whatever part I can, because I don't want 10 years on the road, guess what, they didn't get education, so they end up can't get a job, so they end up becoming criminals. No, I have to do something that's going to stop whatever it is that needs to be stopped 10 years down the road. Like, that's just my my thought process. So from an economic perspective, we need micro entrepreneurs to bring back the country. And so when it comes to collaboration, you're thinking about it, it's not just you that you're helping, it's not just them that you're helping. They're going to do something, they're going to pay taxes. I get funding from the government through tax-paying money. And so whenever I'm helping anybody, they're going to end up paying taxes. It's going to come back to me in some way, shape, or form. And so from that perspective, you cannot tell yourself that, oh, it's competition and so I can't help you. No. Help, and if you're not getting anything in return, that's okay. You'll get it later on. And you probably get it from somebody else, because then you ask them to pay it forward, right? They probably go and help somebody else who helps somebody else, and it comes back to you at some point. So that was a lot of rambling, but listen, this is the ramblings of an entrepreneur, so I'm allowed. All right, so the four things that we talked about today were trading, consulting, hobbies, and collaboration. And that is, you're done, you're unemployed, now you need a job. These are the opportunities that's out there for you to jump on, right? That's my walk. Technically, I stood up for this one, right? Because the background was so nice. Did you enjoy the background? I don't know how I end up becoming a nature person. Like, seriously, I am the least nature person you'll ever meet, and yet somehow these things that usually didn't touch me are now, I'm just loving. So yeah, thank you again for following. Thank you for listening. I really hope you learn, and you can go back and watch all our other videos, and yeah, see you on the next video. Thank you guys.